Back in 2020, Cardano did a crazy run after they announced that they have their smart contract capabilities on Cardano. And after that, it went from 2 cents all the way to $3. $3.10, $3.14, somewhere like that. But I would say at least $3. So it did a 150x. Crazy numbers. Crazy. The narrative went crazy because people were really thinking that Cardano would be the next Ethereum. And once that narrative kicks in, you see the smart contract capabilities going live on Cardano. That thing went from 2 cents all the way to at least $3. So you're sitting here. Hmm. Can Flare do the same thing? Can Flare go from 2 cents, what it is right now, all the way to $3? Is that possible? And I can tell you a lot of things. I can also tell you, yeah, it will. We'll even go beyond that. We'll even go to $50. We go to $100 just to make you happy, right? Just to sugarcoat you, just to make you feel comfortable because you want to look at these videos and feel very good about it. But I cannot sell you these lies, you know? I'm not here to lie to you, to say, oh yeah, I do believe in like $200 per flare. And then you pick up your calculator, you start to calculate your gains once again, and you're a trillionaire right now. I'm not here to tell you that, right? I am here to give you a realistic standpoint, a realistic calculation. If Flare really can do these things, if it comes to a move like Cardano. So as you can look over here, you have Flare versus Cardano live market comparison. So what I want to do is to compare these two assets first. So I'm looking at the circulating supply. How much is in circulation? With Flare, it's almost 70 billion in circulation. With Cardano, it's, I mean, capped at 45 billion, but it's at like 35 to 36 billion. So it's half of the circulation. So Cardano has half of the circulation from Flare. So we should keep that in mind, which is very important because if you have a coin that has a trillion coins and you have another coin that has maybe like 5 million, the coin with a trillion has a hard time to hit a couple bucks compared to the coin that has 5 million in circulation. So you should keep that in mind. If you're going to compare other assets and you look at their gains, you should look at the market cap, obviously. That's the first thing. I highly recommend everybody to look at the circulation, the circulated market cap, the total market cap, and then from there, you can say, okay, this has the possibility to go, but you look at the narratives too. You look at a lot of other factors where we will discuss here. But first things first, we're going to look at the circulating supply. So as we know right now, Cardano has half of the circulating supply of Flare. So what we already know is that $3, if Flare really is going to hit that $3, we know now that it has to hit crazier narratives. F assets needs to be used like crazy by the institutions to in order to hit that $3. So by the looks of it right now, without the narratives and all, you just put that $3 in half. So we will keep it at $1.50. Flare can do a $1.50. Yeah, it's definitely possible because we already have the market cap set up straight, So $1.50, that is a 75x for Flare. Both were actually sitting at 1 billion market cap. Cardano was sitting at a billion market cap back in 2020. Flare is sitting at a billion market cap right now. So can it do a 100x or a 75x? Definitely. Look at Cardano. Look what Cardano did, right? But because of the market, because of the circulation, because of that, I'm just going to put it in half. $1.50 is highly possible for Flare. But a lot of narratives needs to play out in order to reach even higher than that, right? So we already did the market cap. We should also obviously look at the narratives of these coins. Because if you look at Cardano, it had smart contracts, and after that, it took off. It took off like crazy because the narrative was we are going to defeat Ethereum, right? So Flare needs to have a narrative like that for people to trigger to buy, right? And that is going to be F assets, ladies and gentlemen. F assets, in my opinion, is going to be that trigger that will send Flare to crazy heights. Because just like Cardano, it had a trigger. Now with Flare, it has a trigger. But that's not just one trigger. Flare is going to have a lot of triggers. Because as we all saw what Cardano did, it went to at least a 150 billion market cap. But it spiked really hard. Yeah, but it went there. It went to 150 billion. But what is our narrative? What is Flare's narrative in order to reach those numbers, in order to reach a couple dollars? So obviously the first narrative has to be F assets. It's hot, everybody talks about it, right? So that's the first narrative. But it should not just only be used by normal users like us. It should be used in a very big way if it comes to financial institutions, big corporations utilizing Flare network to earn yield. And that is coming. That is absolutely coming. Firelight is ready. Firelight is the floodgates that will welcome all of these big corporations, these financial institutions. And guys, do you think they have a couple hundred XRPs only? These people have millions and millions of XRPs just sitting there, right? They just have it sitting there. And they are ready to let their XRPs work. They are ready to earn yield with their XRPs to turn that into FXRP. They're waiting. Vivo Power is also waiting with their 100 million, with their test money. It's literally test money. They're waiting. You have Ripple out there promoting Flare Networks tech, saying, you guys want to earn yield? Just go to Firelight. And Ripple is doing that. The fact that this is happening and you have the narrative of F assets and these two are going to collide so hard, so many flares have to be locked up in the vault collateral by the agents. And then you also have the pool collateral where they have to lock up flares in order to have a backup if a liquidation event happens and it's uneven. Then the pool collateral is going to jump in. So the fact that Flare needs to be locked up so much for these financial institutions will cause a huge supply shock for Flare. And that is not it, ladies and gentlemen. And the fact that 70% of the circulating supply is already getting delegated, is already staked, that shows enough the dedication from the users because these people are literally letting their flares work. It's not sitting somewhere. They let it work. 70% is already delegated and already staked. What will happen when these big corporations are coming in and they're going to do the same on a larger scale? Ladies and gentlemen, we are just here. These big corporations are this, guys. On a grand scale, where you have to lock up these flares. The demand of flare, the supply shock that it will cost will be massive. And I'm not just here just saying something out of the blue. Firelight is the floodgates for financial institutions, is the floodgates for companies to do that already. I'm not just sitting here and talking out of my ass. I'm telling you guys, there is a huge possibility for that crazy demand to kick in. That's why that $3 per flare, I'm not going to say that will happen 100%, and I cannot say that will never happen. But by the fact that you already have these corporations, and I'm just talking about F assets right here. That's already massive. Imagine the things what they have lined up with AI, with the gaming sector that will also kick off very soon, right? These narratives are also going to play around, guys. Flare has a lot of narratives. And I'm just talking about F assets, which will cause a crazy supply shock. Imagine what will happen with these other narratives. So the fact that we already have Firelight allowing financial institutions, big corporations to earn yield from their millions and millions of XRPs. Ripple already promoting Flare Network, right? With that crazy demand, do you guys really think that it's impossible for Flare to hit these numbers like Cardano did? Cardano just had one thing, smart contracts, and people went crazy. Flare already has it, all right? Flare already has it. It has an Oracle. It has smart contract capabilities, Oracle. It has obviously it's a layer one. It has so many factors for building. It has so many use cases that you can build on top of Flare. With the fact that they already have Firelight, allowing these big corporations with millions and millions of XRPs to let that work on the Flare network. I am being a fool to tell you that that will never happen. That Flare going to $3 will never happen. I'm a fool to tell you that because we have seen things in the crypto world that literally left us shocked. Look at Cardano. That you really thought that it would go from 2 cents all the way to $3 just by announcing that they already deployed their smart contract capabilities. Flare already has it, all right? Flare has smart contracts. It has more than that, right? It has Oracle, it's a layer one. But what I want to say is that F asset part is just a small part of Flare. And there is going to be crazy demand for just this small part. What is going to happen with so many things that are going to come for Flare? With AI, with gaming, with real world asset. We're literally talking about one little thing here called F assets. And the demand is crazy. So the fact that Flare has the possibility to reach a couple bucks is, in my opinion, possible. It is possible. I'm not here to tell you, oh yeah, it is, but I'm not backing up with anything. But the fact that there is a demand out there, there is a huge demand coming in. And once that gets kicked in, we're going up from here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Make sure to like, make sure to comment. Let me know what you think of this video. And also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can also follow me on X. If you have questions, you can always DM me. And I see you guys next time.